Can you introduce yourself and tell us your relationship to Hollis King?
Yes, my name is Tiambi Stitz, and I'm the great-nephew of Hollis King.
My name is Juanita Martin Davis. I'm not even sure how we met, but somehow we met and just began discussing the NAACP in Kokomo, and he asked if he felt that there were things that I could be very helpful in helping to move the organization along.
My name is Janie Young, and I'm the Vice President for the NAACP here locally in Kokomo. And I met Hollis in 1973. I was introduced to Hollis King by Robert Cole, and he was a member of the NAACP branch. I knew then when I met Hollis King, he was a person that enthused me in getting to know, because Hollis King, he just wasn't a person that meeting the strangers, and Robert Cole had already explained to me about that. And he said, he's going to recruit you as soon as you meet him. I said, okay, that's fine.
When you met Hollis King, you met someone that you felt comfortable with. He knew a lot about the working of the organization, and he also was capable of getting people involved. We would meet at the church, and that was an important part of the NAACP. They were connected with the community through the churches.
I remember we was having a religious affairs program, and it was at Wayman Church, and the speaker didn't get there in time, but Hollis King says, okay, y'all come here. We met in, he said, now this is going to work. He said, I tell you, this happens a lot of time. He said, now let me tell you, this is going to go on, and I'm going to be right here with you, and we're going to guide you. And he says, Janie, I want you to get up and you tell about the group. And he passed me my paper. And I said, oh boy. I said, okay, I can do it. So I took the paper and I introduced our group, and I talked about what we was there for and how the religious affairs program and committee fitted into the NAACP and its membership. But I tell you, he's right there. He was right there with us. He didn't send us out by ourselves. And he was just always there for you. You look back, and if you felt it uneasy, there he was. You can do it. He was just that type of a man.
As a quote, most of the changes affecting racial policies in Kokomo were due to his galvanizing leadership. Do you know what some of these changes consisted of?
Yes, I do. I've had a chance to do my own research on a few of them, and my uncle submitted an ordinance to the city council outlawing the distribution of hate literature. He helped put the FEPC ordinance before the city council and assisted in having the large local industries in Kokomo open up to hiring the first blacks in the workforce in 1944. My uncle also helped in peacefully desegregation of the local swimming pool in 1952. In 1941, he led the fight to integrate the city public housing facility. This led to the building of an all-black public housing project in 1955. My uncle also assisted in desegregating the public school system in 1967. He worked on a massive voter registration drive also. I work in a factory now, and it's good to know that he's one of the reasons why I was able to have a job like this. When I start looking over these things, it didn't really dawn on me till I'm like, wow. I didn't know all the barriers he broke. I just knew he was one of the founders, the founder of this chapter in Kokomo, Indiana. But when I start doing my own research, I'm like, man, you know, all of it comes to light.
The work of the NAACP helped to get busing in Kokomo to a point where there were all cultures, all ethnic backgrounds were able to move into all of the various schools around Kokomo. That was one big change. I can tell you that happened in the year of 1967. As that occurred, the school system moved forward then in working really diligently at hiring more teachers of color. And also the realtors were then encouraged to offer homes in areas in which people of color had not been previously allowed to purchase a home.
It was just wonderful working with him because he made you know that you were about something and that what he was working on was about something, and it was something that was going to last.
I knew my uncle all the way up to like when I was 10 years old. He passed when I was 10 years old, but I just remember him being just this peaceful guy. This peaceful guy, man. We could go over there, and my Aunt Louise, she did all the talking. She fed us all the time, but at the same time, man, I just remember him just sitting in a chair like this, with a pipe in his mouth, just laid back and at peace.
I learned from Hollis King working with him. He let me know right away that I was they enjoyed having me on the committee and that I was an asset to the committee. And I enjoyed doing that because he just let me know that I was helping with something that was good for the community.
How do you think Hollis would have felt about being inducted into the Hall of Legends?
Very humble. His work was to bring things forward, bring ideas, thoughts, and issues and lay them out there and try to make a change. He would say, possibly say, oh, it's just something that I do.
Oh, at first he would say, oh my, this is something I never imagined. And knowing him, he says, well, maybe someone else will learn from this as well. So I am so proud. And Sister Hollis King, oh my, she would be so elated. They both would.
I believe he would have loved it, and he might have said, why did it take this long?